Welcome to All the Gear But No Idea, the South Australian fishing podcast hosted by Rhodey and Diz. The boys will share their tall tales of the one that got away, as well as some regular segments they know all you fishing tragics will enjoy.
G'day and welcome to episode 121 of All the Gear But No Idea, the South Australian Fishing Podcast. Dizzy, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. Rhodey, we are absolutely on here. We've got a big episode with Ben Gibbs.
We do, and we got a couple of Cooper's Mild Ales to get through here as well.
Yeah, we do. We are very much looking forward to having a chat with Ben about all things Bream Master and all the fishing he gets up to. He'll tell us a bit about some big mullies he's caught in Salt Creek. Let's not spoil it too much for the listeners though, Rhodey, and we should get stuck into our oranges and lemons to start with. So I'll get us going with a bit of a non-fishing related orange, but I do look forward to this time of year. It spells the start of the summer of cricket for mine. We've got a game coming up at Adelaide Oval next Friday?
Friday the 8th, I reckon. Yes, that'll be next Friday. And I've been
8th.
chatting it up as a good idea.
You have been, mate, and looking forward to that. And then, of course, first weekend in December, we have the Border Gavaskar Trophy.
Correct, is
against India, so that'll be a great contest.
Who are you opening with? Everyone else has had their opinion in the media. Who's the openers for who's batting with Khawaja, number 1 and 2 for the test? I've put you on the spot here.
Smithy?
Oh, Jesus. He said he's not doing it, mate. McAndrew's the local. Bats at 3, though. That's
Is Marcus Harris making any runs?
Well, he could be in. He could be in.
Okay. Anyway, let's not. You're
clearly not watching the Sheffield Shield like I am.
No, I'm not. You and Latchy are watching way too much Sheffield Shield for mine. What's your orange, mate?
Mate, I'm going to go to the boat show. Good to get along, look at plenty of boats. Fishing Alley, Dan sold some T-shirts and some caps, so big thank you to Dan Way, the fishing guru.
Yeah, I dropped the stuff off to Dan and had a bit of a look around the Fishing Alley while everyone was setting up on Thursday. It's a long weekend for those guys.
It is. It's a big commitment.
They do an enormous amount of work on that Thursday, getting everything set up for everybody walking through the doors first thing on Friday. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and no doubt there's an enormous pack-up after that. So it's a big weekend. The Fishing Alley was looking absolutely fantastic. Didn't get in to see too many boats, but you did, and no doubt it was just boat porn galore.
It was, Diz, and it's always good to touch base with some familiar faces as the summer season rolls around. So that was my orange, mate.
Good call. All right, I'll give you a lemon. So, well, look, I'm just going to basically say that I haven't done any fishing for the last 8 weeks.
Oh, 8 weeks? It's been 8 months since you came out fishing.
Oh, no, it hasn't been that long. I would have snuck a trip in before we had baby 2.0.
Yeah, no, fair enough. You have had...
She's really got in the way of fun.
Oh, bring her out, mate. We took Ned and Lou out about this age.
8 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, well, the way I fish, we'd get a bag in that time.
Oh, grow up. That's a joke. That's my lemon now. You saying that. What's your lemon, mate? All
right, well, so I went to the boat show with Lil. Single parenting at the boat show. Well, that could almost be my lemon. Lil trying to break every button and small moving part on expensive boats. But it's not. She was good fun. She liked driving the boats. But anyway, we then went straight from there to the bank, chatted to the bank manager, and they wouldn't give me the funds for a new boat.
Oh, spewing.
Oh, mate.
I hate those conversations.
Oh, they didn't even think about it. They were just like, nah.
Talk me through it. Has Lil got expensive taste? Is she sort of looking at the 750 North Bank and going, Dad?
Yeah, well, she was trying to climb into the new Senate console.
The Outcast?
The Outcast. But she also liked,
weapon.
She didn't mind the riverboats.
Okay.
Lots of lights and, flashing buttons. And
fair enough, actually.
So that's quite appealing for a 2.5-year-old.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
But then I took her
a bit
over.
of a taste for jet skis? Or?
Yeah, like the jet skis.
Okay.
I probably let her get most acquainted with the tinnies because I figure she couldn't break anything too much.
And you might have been able to get that across the line with the bank manager.
Yeah, if I broke a tinny, I wasn't in too much trouble. Whereas if she put her hand through a Malibu screen on a bloody expensive ski boat. I was in all sorts.
Yeah, good shout. All right, love that. Nice little oranges and lemons there, mate. Merch update. So we had merch, like you say, at the Fishing Alley. Thanks very much to Dan, the fishing guru. He had a fantastic stall. We'll talk a bit about that later on.
And he was selling a lot of stock.
Oh, yeah. And I think in his post of a bit of a wrap-up, they sort of really exceeded their expectations of the weekend, I think. And Dan has a great way of pulling together local suppliers, bit of his own stuff, and he very generously offered to sell some of our merch. We didn't have a great range of T-shirts, we must admit, but it was good to have the merch out there and spread that lovely logo of ours around the place.
It is, Diz, and there are still a few of the larger sizes of the T-shirts left. So I think we've got large, extra large, maybe 2XL left. And we do still have some grey caps.
Okay, good stuff. All right, excellent, Rhodey. Well, that just about wraps that up. It's time for the news, I think.
Rhodey and Diz have been searching far and wide to bring you the latest news across all fishing in the state, and will give you the rundown on what you need to know.
Righto, Rhodey, it's always about this time of year where the blue swimmer crab bust-ups and captures start to flood the social media, and I saw something, so we might need to get this post up actually, but there was it like a public service announcement? Basically, there has been an exorbitant amount of fines issued for people doing the wrong thing with blue swimmer crabs. How about you lot do the right thing with blue swimmer crabs? Was that the sort of vibe I was getting?
That was certainly the vibe, Diz.
Or did I just sort of, was that my takeaway message from the post maybe?
Yeah.
Nonetheless, we do report it, it feels like at least a couple of times every year, about a significant bust or a significant breakage of the rules when it comes to blue swimmer crabs. And we don't like it.
No, Diz, and it was the Advertiser article I think you're referring to. I think that came out today or maybe yesterday, and the article says fisheries officers have issued 70 on-the-spot fines to anglers flouting the rules, and it's costed irresponsible anglers more than $25,000 in fines. The example you're talking about is a car boot full of blue swimmer crabs is listed as one of many illegal hauls by fisheries officers. Diz, it says overall more than 1,000 catches were inspected and 2,500 crabs were seized by officers. This particular one, Diz, was a group of 3 fishers were found with more than 350 crabs with the individual bag limit of 20 per person, which they have absolutely exceeded hugely. And 300 of those crabs were undersized, just to top it all off. And it basically fills their boot in this picture here, Diz.
Yeah, hate that. All right, do the right thing. Go and find out the rules. Get down to the Fishing Guru. Get yourself a blue swimmer crab measurer. You can find them at, of course, the Fishing Guru, but all your local tackle stores will have one. That is very obviously the easiest way to make sure you are taking the right size blue swimmer crabs. The person there will be able to show you how to effectively measure them. Most of them will have it on the actual measurer itself, but also make sure you know the bag and boat limits so that you don't break the rules and you do the right thing by the fishery.
Exactly right, Diz. Now, our next one, we're going to touch on a few RecFish events that are going on. So, women's beginner knot tying on Tuesday the 12th of November at Sports Fishing Scene, and Tuesday the 10th of December at Reel and Deal. 6 to 8 p.m. on those 2 evenings for women's beginning knot tying.
You should get down there, Rhodey, because you are hopeless at tying
I could
knots.
show them how it's done.
Nah, you're hopeless.
And
your theory is if you can't tie knots, tie lots.
Mate, at least I tie my rigs. You just purchase them all.
That's
money bags over there.
That's because the Fishing Guru does such great rigs.
And there's also a women's fishing clinic on Saturday the 23rd of November at West Lakes, 9:30 to 11:30, Diz. They're doing some great stuff, RecFish, in that sort of sector. I also see they've been doing a southeast road trip, doing lots of clinics at Beachport and Kingston, I believe, Diz, and they've previously been in the Riverland before that.
Love it, mate. That's brilliant news. Excellent. Well done to RecFish, obviously very big in the advocacy space and doing everything for the RecFish community. Great to see some of their initiatives for juniors and females alike. It's becoming more and more popular for all people across our society, so that's fantastic to see. Rhodey, let's talk about the Coast to Coast. They made an announcement on their Facebook page that the 2025 Coast to Coast Fishing Tournament has been cancelled and will not be going ahead. It sparked an enormous amount of love, I think is fair to say, for the comp, what they've been able to do over the years, bring people together. There was definitely a touch of sadness about it with people, disappointed and, sad to hear that it couldn't go around again for next year. I think last year was the 10th consecutive.
Yeah, it says the past 10 years here in this Facebook post.
So a real big congratulations to
Steve
them,
and
Sarah and Steve Power.
And they got a lot of love on that post, certainly.
And that's what I said. It really did have an element of a lot of love, but also definitely a lot of sadness that it wasn't going ahead, but for some understandable reasons, no doubt. So that throws a bit of a spanner in the works around what people are, I guess, can be looking forward to in terms of tuna comps, but I've got some reasonable mail, Rhodey, that we'll be chatting to the guys from the Port Lincoln Tuna Classic sometime very soon. So that's always a great calendar and a great option for those that have the equipment and the know-how to get down to there.
Exactly right, Diz, and we'll certainly miss that one. Obviously, not exactly sure what the reason is, but it's sad to see it not there nonetheless.
Yeah, good stuff. Rhodey, what else we got in the news?
Tizzy, this is an interesting one to say the least. When I read this, I was intrigued and saddened. And it's not actually a fishing story, but it does include a fish, Diz. 36-year-old surfer, Italian surfer. My Italian's not great, but I think it's Giulia Manfrini was surfing in the Mentawai Islands and she was impaled by needlefish, which I've just done a little bit of Googling, Diz, and it looks like it's a long tom.
Yeah, I think it's Mentawai Islands.
All right. Anyway, she died.
Oh, wow, that's sad.
Yeah. Got impaled by a fish while surfing.
What's a needlefish look like? Is it like a swordfish?
Well, the initial report said a swordfish, but then when I did a bit more reading, it actually said it was a needlefish. But they're like a big garfish, like a big oversized garfish.
Out of the water?
Well, I think they don't fly, but they jump out of the water.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah.
That's tragic.
Super sad, wasn't it, Diz? Like her, I think it says here her partner was there and other surfers tried to save her, but she, passed away.
Goodness me, our thoughts with the loved ones there. That's a horrible story. You really don't hear that.
No, but you see those videos of like people hooking swordfish and them jumping into the boat and a lot of near misses.
Yeah, and I guess in some of those, when there's big predator fish chasing big schools, might have been a large sort of school of fish jumping out of the water and she was just in the wrong place at the wrong time by the sounds of things.
So yeah, Diz, I'm sorry to bring the mood down there.
Yeah, you've definitely brought the mood down there. I think we should move on from that one after, of course, we've given our condolences to the loved ones. Rhodey, let's talk about the interesting story that came out of Port Elliott, or more specifically Horseshoe Bay. So there was some very interesting photos that got posted on the socials as well as this Made the Advertiser article. It was a washed-up pylon that was covered in goose barnacles, or gooseneck barnacles as they're referred to.
It looked like some sort of alien going on there, Diz, didn't it?
Oh, it absolutely did, that's for sure. Vicky was quoted saying, over 26 years walking Horseshoe Bay, I've never seen anything quite like this before.
Well, I've got a quote here, Diz, from the Port Elliott Surf Lifesaving Club patrolling member Martin Smee has said it was coated with what looked like udon noodles with cockles on the end.
Yes.
I had a closer look and there were barnacles, thousands of barnacles. I'm an ex-biology teacher and I've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah, so that's a decent way to describe them. They also describe them in the advertiser as having a long, jelly-like snake with a cockle attached to the end.
And they drift out in open water, filter feed out there and live their lives clinging to things like logs or on submerged lines or buoys. They don't normally wash up on Port Elliott beaches.
It's interesting, though, because in the same article, another local did chime in and said Seen them washed up at Goolwa Beach heaps. Apparently they taste similar to razorfish.
Oh, wow. Now, Diz, this is like rare because you've actually done some research and have your own article up, and we're sort of battling article versus article. Who's got the best quotes?
Then another local said, grab them, paella heaven. So rare. You will never get cockles like that. Must have been floating rope.
Very good.
Okay, let's move on from the floating Vongoli gooseneck barnacles.
That's a good one, Diz.
What else you got?
That's it for the news, isn't it? You got anything else?
No, that's it. Let's wrap it up.
I know you've researched one article and now you act like you're some sort of breaking news superhero.
It was a good story. Right, let's get into the tackle item.
Now it's time for Rody and Diz to really show you what it means to have all the gear with a lot of idea as they review a tackle item of the week.
All right, Diz, we have given Dan, the fishing guru, a big rap already, but I couldn't help but notice this special little item on his display, Diz, and I got our hands on one.
Yes, well done. What's it called?
It is
Please
the
describe
fishing
it.
guru's very own push and pull style fish dehooker. Now, I can hear you at home. You're saying, boys, you've already listened. You've already talked about that. And I'm here to tell you we haven't, Diz, because he's got a new option.
Oh.
He's now got two sizes. And for mine, the original large one was too big.
Okay.
Might have been all right to, like a big nana guy with a big mouth. Might have worked. There's not a lot of fish with those big mouths, is there?
Nah.
This one is much more manoeuvrable, much more user-friendly. You're going to use it a lot more, I reckon, Diz. You'd use this for your natives, for your callop or yellow belly, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would.
Your Murray cod.
You getting that down to Tommy Ruff's neck?
Oh, big Tommy, you would. I'm pretty handy on the manoeuvring fish dehookers.
Yeah. Nah, it's a good piece of kit.
But
it's worthwhile having in the tackle bag.
We'll share the post of this one, Diz, on our socials. But it is just it's a nice wooden handle, quite ergonomic. Diz, would you say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Good
definitely.
handle, and it's got it's a sturdy bit of wire with a S shape on the end, so you can either use it to pull a hook out or push a hook out.
Yeah. No,
So
love it.
you get, and it's 8 centimeters long.
Yeah.
So you get a reasonable way down the mouth of a fish.
Yep, good stuff. Well done to the fishing guru. Always coming up with the next best thing. We love it.
And it's on his website, which you can find the link to on his Facebook page. Only $9.95, Diz.
Bargain.
Very good item, that one, Diz.
Love it. All right, Rody, that sounds good, mate. Now, we have, as we said at the top of the show today, we've got Ben Gibbs. We are very much looking forward to having a chat with him about all the fishing he's been up to as well as everything in the Bream Master. Rody, we are very lucky to be joined by Ben Gibbs, the tournament director at the Bream Masters, all the handiwork behind Gibbsy's fishing and everything else. We're going to have a chat with him today. Thanks for coming on the show.
G'day, thanks for having me. Cheers.
Very good, Gibbsy. Now we're going to get into some of the kayak fishing. You've got a big Australian Championships coming up and you've just wrapped up the Bream Master SA season. But before we get into the specifics, let's start with our 5 questions and we want you to tell us about your best fish.
Alrighty. There's a lot of best fish, but the highlight was probably a few years ago, probably 2 or 3 years ago down Salt Creek, catching my first 50-pound Mulloway.
Oh,
yeah, it was a cracker. I think it was metre 32.
Oh, that's a good fish.
Yeah, it was which is a big fish for Salt Creek.
That's a big fish for anywhere, mate.
Yeah,
I suppose. Yeah, yeah. But I fished it my whole life, kind of thing, and caught plenty of 20 to 30-pound fish, and just always had that goal to get that big giant 50-pounder, and everything come together, and managed to pull one in, so it was good.
Mate, that's epic. We always talk about, we have had some great trips down at Salt Creek, but we haven't done very well on the fish. In fact, I think one weekend we went down, the highlight might have been catching a sand crab. Is that fair to say, Rody?
More beers than fish, eh?
Yeah,
More beers.
I was in a sling that year, so I wasn't fishing, and that's why you didn't get me.
We literally caught half a ton of seaweed, I think.
I think it's the one fishing trip you always come home more tired than what you were when you left, kind of thing.
Cool. Yeah. Okay, now, Gibbsy, favourite thing about fishing, mate? Tell us.
It's probably the same as most other guys, I think. But it's just one of those things that just calms the soul, and you can escape the realities of life, and just get back to focusing on one thing. But like something I really love is the pursuit of chasing a fish that you want to target. So you just push yourself and learn to get that those consistent results for that sort of species. It's good.
Very good, Gibbsy. Yes, you're right. That's a very common answer. Now, tell us about your first fishing memory, or what got you into it.
Oh, I don't have the best memory in the world. I think I've had too many head knocks playing football. But back when I was a little tacker, my old man made me, a brother and myself, like a trailer for our push bike, little fishing trailer. We grew up down at Meningie on Lake Albert there, so I used to follow my brother around, and we spent every weekend from sun up to sundown in through summer just chasing carp and yabbies down at the lake there. We used to meet up with our friends, and they had little trailers as well, and we were just little bicycle bandits around town. It was good fun. So, that's probably where it all kind of started and the obsession kicked off, I suppose.
Yeah, brilliant. Some of those early memories of being with your mates and just filling in time and having a good laugh together, always good.
Yeah, that's it. Like we're a pretty heavily based fishing family as well. We spent a lot of time down at Nora Creena down near Robe, at some family friends' shacks down there. So I was always fishing as a real little tacker and camping down Salt Creek and stuff. So it was always around me. So
awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
That's it, mate. Now, you might have answered this for us then. Your favourite sort of fishing and why?
Oh, no, I don't really have a favourite. Hey, it just depends on the time of the year, and I kind of get fixated and go through little stages where I want to like target one specific species, which it might be a bloody Murray cod in the fresh or a Mulloway. But generally my summers are spent chasing like Mulloway. Yep. More so than anything down Salt Creek, which is kind of getting harder to get away as I've had kids and stuff, and you're getting older and more responsibilities. But But then I love throwing the kayak in the estuaries and chasing bream and flatties and everything that comes with that as well.
That just means you got to get your kids into fishing, doesn't it, Gibbsy?
Yeah, that's it.
Have you started taking them out a bit?
Yeah, we've done a few trips down to Salt Creek, and I used to take the young fella on the front of the kayak, but he's a bit big for that now, so I either need to get a bigger kayak or get him in the boat a bit more. So, they love it. It's good.
Very good. It's a lot of fun doing that. Now, tell us the funniest fishing story or the one that got away.
Oh, funniest. Oh, there's a lot of funny ones. There's probably too many to remember, but I'll give you one that got away. A few years ago, I was pretty heavily into chasing big bream on the kayak in the Coorong. Earlier that season, I caught my PB with a 52 centimetre. That was 2.29 kilos or something like that. Wow. Same season. I think it was a few months later. I managed to. I was kind of out in the middle of nowhere, just spotting fish on the sounder and targeting them, and I managed to hook this fish, and it just peeled line, and it probably took 50 metres of line, and I just couldn't turn this thing. And after about 10 minutes of just not winning the battle, I just decided to really put some hurt on it, thinking it was a nice size Mulloway on the Bream outfit, and it finally rose up next to the kayak, and it was the biggest, oldest looking bream I've ever seen. It was absolutely, it would have eclipsed my PB. And I leant out with a net to net it, and it was just out of reach, and my soft plastic just popped out its mouth and went flying past my face, and I just watched it just spin back and down, and I was like, "You're kidding me!" And I haven't seen a fish like that since.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like there's rumours of like 60 centimetre fish in the Coorong, and I reckon this was probably up there with one of them. Like, it was a giant.
Far out.
Yeah.
They're bloody heartbreakers, those ones, aren't they?
Oh, mate, yeah, absolutely. And it was probably my fault because I went too hard on it thinking it was a Mulloway, and I just wanted to get it in. But, yeah, that's life, and gives you something to keep striving towards.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Like, with anyone that gets away, you can relive that, 50,000 times over in your head. At the end of the day, it just keeps you going back for more.
Yeah, that's it. It just keeps that fire burning. So
yeah, for sure.
Hurts for a little bit, but you get back to it.
Yeah, that's it. Awesome, mate. Well, thanks for answering those 5 questions. Let's get stuck into some other stuff because you got a fair bit happening, mate. You've got a fantastic fishing page sharing all of your adventures in Gibbsy's fishing. Tournament director at Bream Masters, as we said, part of the Pro Lure Australia member, and also Estuary Clothing Co, mate. So where should we start? Let's talk about Gibbsy's fishing first, a page where you share all of your adventures. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. So it was a page I created it a few years ago when I was really starting to get heavily involved in my tournament fishing and stuff. It was more so I could separate it from my usual social media, so I wasn't flooding the people that actually didn't enjoy fishing with fishing stuff.
See, we just chuck it all at them and say you can cop this, guys.
Yeah, so the guys that were actually interested could follow along. So I just did that, and I've got my Instagram page as well, which is I've got the both on there, but that's kind of different crowd anyway. But yeah, love it. I love sharing my stories, and I appreciate like the support that people give me after a comp, whether I do good or bad. It's all good. Yeah.
Now let's talk about the competition. You're just getting towards the end. I think it's just finished, hasn't it? The Bream Master SA. So you've been the tournament director, and it's been another good year.
It has been another good year. I think we finished up, was it 2 weeks ago now, on the Port River. We had a little championship round down there, and Ryan Otten's managed to take that one out. And I think, Josh Bland won his second angler of the year. So, both very talented fishermen. But, I love Bream Master SA. Alex Williams and I kind of created it back in 2019. We just wanted to give the community just a good fishing tournament that just solely targeting bream from the kayaks, given that experience of being able to carry a live fish on their kayak and then wade in at the end of the day and release it. And we've just continued to keep kicking on and build more sponsors, and we've got a good group that compete now. We'll just keep going for as long as we can, really.
Very good. I suppose it's one of those things that you see a lot of, like over in America and in the eastern states, filling up your live well and keeping the fish alive. But that's sort of the Bream Master stuff's pretty exclusive to that over here in Adelaide.
Yeah. So I've got a very competitive nature, so I just wanted to bring that towards fishing as well. And it's really good because it pushes you to learn and develop. Like you've got to just fish in any conditions and push yourself to outsmart a fish in a certain amount of time, and you actually meet some really, really good people that you learn a lot off, and it's awesome. Probably the other comp that does that is the Hobie circuit around Australia, and that's probably where I started, and then wanted to bring that back to South Australia as well.
Yeah, epic.
So that's what we've done.
Yeah, it's really good. We've been following you along the socials for quite a while now, and you seem to be getting a lot of good traction. Is the numbers reflecting that? Like, you're getting more and more people out there and involved. Like you said, it's more sponsors, and I suppose it's good to see that event growing. I guess when we really kicked off, we probably had a few more people doing it back then than what we do now. I think life has kind of changed, and some guys that were really into fishing back then probably aren't so now. But it's also hard because it kind of restricts people in the type of kayak they can compete in, because they kind of got to be rated to a certain weight to be able to carry a 60 litre, well, not 60 litres, but probably an extra 60 kilos on their kayak of all the stuff. So you can't just rock up on any sort of kayak, unfortunately. But yeah, we're still getting our 15 to 20, which is not bad for South Australia.
Beautiful. Now, Gibbsy, let's talk about your next little adventure. You're going to the Hobie Fishing Australian Championships. It's over in New South Wales, November 13th to 17th. Tell us a bit about that and how you were able to qualify for that one.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the pinnacle of kayak fishing in Australia. So a few of us South Australian boys kind of cruise around the country and do a lot of miles in the cars and compete in these comps around Australia. And earlier in the year, Lee Kirshner and myself were down in Tassie doing a couple of events down there. So I think we were down there for 10 days, did 2 events, and managed to come second on the Swan River down there. And that automatically qualified me for the Australian Championships. This is my second one now. I made it last year as well, which was held at Mallacoota, which I did do quite well in until the last day, and then I kind of dropped back. I was in the top 5 and ended up 17th, I think. So, yeah, it's pretty full on, but, yeah, we love it. We've made friends from all over the country now, and, yeah, they're all happy to have us, and it's good fun.
Yeah, I was going to say you would have met some good people, had some pretty epic trips along the way, and no doubt in the future there'll be a lot more travel to come for fishing trips where people can take you in their hometown, that sort of thing. It'd be good.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like Lee and myself, Josh Bland's going to this one too. I think he's driving over. Lee and myself are going to fly to Sydney for this one, and then one of the Victorian lads is going to swing through and pick us up. So he's just doing that as a favour for us, and he's just someone that I've met in the last couple of years. Like it's a good group of people. But yeah, it's a full on comp. They supply you with a kayak. Everyone's got the identical brand new kayaks, and you pretty much just got to rock up with your rods and your gear, and they look after you for the whole weekend.
I was just having a look on the website, and it looks pretty epic with the kayaks you all get and all that sort of stuff. There's a pre-fish day. Can you tell us a bit about the comp? So it's 3 days of fishing, and you do a pre-fish the day before. Is that correct? Yep,
that's correct. So we have we're going to be there on the Wednesday for like a major briefing and everything, and then you get pretty much showed your kayak, and then the next day is a pre-fish day where you can go out and kind of scout out your areas, but you don't want to hit them too hard because then you kind of flog the spot for the next few days. So, and then, then there's 3 days of competition after that where you weigh in your 3 best fish each day. And then the accumulated weight decides the winner.
Beautiful. Hopefully one of you South Australians can get us up the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It's really exciting. It's you've got to be so strategic in these 3 days because you can't just have one sole spot. And that's the funny thing about Bream; they can just turn on and turn off like different sorts of lures and that day to day as well. So you've kind of got to have a B, C, D, and E plan kind of thing, so you can bounce. But on the kayaks as well, you're restricted to how far you can travel. So. You can't go 6 Ks one way and then 6 Ks back the other way kind of thing and get back in time. So you've got to, it's real strategic.
Yeah, very good. Well, that's excellent, mate. Now tell us, seeing as you mentioned lures and everything you need to be ready for. So Pro Lure Australia team member, tell us about those lures, mate. They're doing the damage on the Bream for you?
Yeah, mate. Yep. I've been with Pro Lure since, for about, 4 or 5 years now, maybe. Just an Aussie company that's just continuing to develop new lures. They've just dropped one in the last day or so, which is called the Hybrid Shrimp. And that thing looks incredible. You've probably seen it on the socials. That thing's going to be next level. So, they're just continuing to innovate and develop lures for Aussie species pretty much. It's a good little company.
Yeah, they're amazing. I'm just looking at that hybrid shrimp now, and they just get more and more realistic, those lures, don't they? It's amazing where the technology goes.
It's crazy. You could nearly fall a human with them, let alone a fish.
If one of us had a couple of beers and you put that on our plate, we'd munch it down for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, tell us, you're fishing with the brand new Hobie over there in the comp. Do you have a similar setup back here? What do you sort of run with in these comps over in SA?
Yeah, I've got a bit of an older Hobie. I think it's a 2015 model Outback. It does the job for me. It was the one I first got when I started doing the more intense comps, and I've just stuck with it kind of thing. It's tough. Everything's a bit tougher when it's older.
And you've got it all rigged up as you like it, all ready to go?
Yeah. I've been pretty much running the same setup for a few years now. I've got the live well on the back and a 9-inch Lowrance sitting on it as well with a live scope on it at the moment as well. So you can, there's a fair bit going on.
Yeah, that's epic. Love that. And mate, you mentioned your boat. So how much of your fishing's done in your kayak and how much in your boat, or it just depends on the time of year and that sort of thing? Yeah,
I guess in the last couple of years, I've kind of pretty much solely been doing my kayak fishing for the competitions.
Yeah.
Since I've had the kids and that, and I don't get as much time, I've ended up buying a tinny and so I could take them with me and stuff. But I'm spending a lot more time down the Coorong now, kind of exploring, which is a lot better with the boat because it's such a big system. You can just cover ground and kind of have a heap of spots and do a milk run between them.
Well, it sounds like you're one of those anglers that really does it all. You got your kayak, you got your boat, you got your beach stuff. What's the plan for the summer? Are you going to split your time up between them all, or have you got a bit of a goal for this summer once the comps finish up?
Yeah. Oh, mate, it'll be full steam towards the Mulloway, I think, again. I'm obsessed by them. Unfortunately, the Coorong's got the brim ban on it until February, so that kind of rules that out, although I'm sure there'll be a few caught through bycatch. But, I'll be solely on Mulloway, and that's from inside the Coorong. I want to catch I haven't caught a Mulloway over a metre yet inside the actual Coorong, so that's definitely a goal. I got a couple at 96 last year. And then, I fished the bar down at the Murray Mouth quite a bit as well. But I tore my ACL a few months ago, so I'm going to have to be careful with that this year. And then, probably rotating between around Christmas time. I like to start to head down to Salt Creek, so I'm looking forward to going down there and camping with the kids and getting stuck in. So,
beautiful.
Mulloway it is.
Now, you talked about the Mulloway inside the Coorong itself. It sounded like that was a really good season. Lots of people are reporting plenty of fish last year. What do you think about the sort of health of the fishery there, and how was your own season last year?
My season was pretty good. I had a couple of really good sessions down there, but I was pretty much pulling all-nighters on my own and trying to work the tides and stuff. So I think that's a key part to it. You kind of got to dial in on when the big fish are going to come in and then target them. You can kind of kick along and catch school fish all day, but if you want to get the big ones, you kind of got to work the tides and that a bit more. The health of the fishery, it's going to be a little bit different, I think, this year than last year. Last year we had a lot of fresh water pushing in, whereas this season we don't. I think there's only 6 or 8 or something gates on the barrages open at the moment, last time I checked. So I think the Mulloway we're going to push, I reckon they'll push in more. I think we'll have a better season this year. Wow. A lot of the fish last year held outside the mouth, sitting right out the back of the breakers, and I think this season a lot more are going to push in. So that's kind of my prediction. There'll be a lot more big fish caught this year, I reckon.
Epic. There you go. Well, that's a good reason to follow on Gibbsy's Facebook page and see what you get up to, mate. You've got us salivating for the summer. We can't wait to see what you get up to, mate. Thank you very much for coming on the show and having a yarn with two blokes who are pretty useless on both Bream and Mulloway. So you've definitely taught us a thing or two, and all the best for the comp, mate. Hope you do well over there, and do SA proud.
No dramas. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
All right, Dizzy, that was a good wrap-up of all things kayak fishing, the Bream Master comps, the big Australian Championships that's coming up. Great to hear from Gibbsy.
Brilliant stuff. It was a really good chat, like you say, mate. That's a great wrap-up. Let's get into the fishing report.
Rhodey and Diz have been out on the water to bring you the news about where they're biting. Now it's time for the fishing report.
Righto, Rhodey, let's cover off some of the fishing that's been happening around the state. Simon Green's been getting stuck into some natives in the reservoirs.
Yeah, Diz, he went up to Bundalier Reservoir. It was a joint thing between the Northern District Sports Fishing Club and the Whyalla Fishing Club, Diz, and he said here he hasn't done a lot of freshwater fishing, and I'll tell you right now, you wouldn't have known that because he smashed them.
Yeah, he got some good fish, didn't he?
That silver perch he put up is a horse.
Yeah.
That's a bloody good sized fish. I don't know whether we've got a measurement here. Simon might be listening and will hit us up, but for mine, that's a good sized fish.
Oh, yeah, absolutely it is. It's like a football.
Oh, it is. You see the yellow belly or the golden perch get that size, but rare to see a silver perch. And I'm actually just reading here. Sorry, my vision's gone downhill. His biggest silver perch went 51 centimetres. That's huge.
Wow.
And golden perch at 48. So Bundalia Reservoir, get up there, up in the northern areas, Diz.
Going off.
Mid-north, would it be?
Going off,
I reckon.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, Rody, Clifty's doing well on the fishing. We've he's been doing well.
Did you see his post? I think it was today or yesterday.
Yeah.
I didn't get the bag. I only got 29.
Yeah.
Arrogance.
And I think he alluded in that post that it was basically just a miscount.
Yes, he did say that too. Anyway, you can tell he's been talking fishing for however many years in the tackle shop.
He knows where to go. He knows how to get on them. And, that's not surprising. Good on you, Clifty, for getting out and getting amongst it. We love watching everything you're getting up to. Rody, the Cray and Cockle season aligns.
Yes, Diz, they open up tomorrow, day after. Next couple of days. I can't remember what date it is, but the
November.
first.
November?
Yeah, when's November? Friday, is it?
Yeah, Friday.
Friday. So, yes, so the northern state is now, as of Friday, allowed to get crayfish. I know Jack's dad and brother have taken the day off to go and get the first crayfish of the season, so I'm missing out on that unless I happen to have a bit of a sniffly nose on Thursday night and can't go to work.
Yeah, right.
But you never know, Diz.
Yeah, well, they'll do well.
Oh, well, if I get a sniffly nose, they'll do well. I can't work. I might test positive to COVID tomorrow.
Oh, jeez.
Then I'll be going.
Yeah, he's COVID frowned upon to sort of scuba dive while COVIDing.
What, you reckon I'm going to give it to crayfish?
I don't know, you might.
When we actually all did have COVID or we were in lockdown, we all went crayfishing.
Yeah, that's good.
Because we had to socially isolate, so we went camping and crayfishing.
You socially isolated together and gave each other COVID?
Yeah, well, we were all in the house together at the time, so we had to do something, didn't we?
Yeah, fair enough.
And I am actually, I know you're being Father of the Year going to the Christmas pageant, but I'm going cockling on Saturday.
Oh, yes.
Ready for the opening of the season.
Yeah, that's good. So you're going to take down the esky, fill up the freezer?
Yeah, so what? You're going to go and, win brownie points with the family, and I'm going to go and fill the bait freezer up.
Mate, every time we used to go down there and you would never get any cockles, and we'd go down there and clean up. So it's about time you did something for the bait stocks for this podcast and our fishing exploits over summer.
Very good. All right, Diz, and I did catch Tyson from Want to Fish Charters at the boat show, Diz, and I asked him, I said, what happened to these barrels? They've gone quiet. And he said there could have been that second run, but the weather was horrible.
Yeah. Just got a string of really nasty weather week on week, didn't they?
And that was around the time when they thought they could get that second run that they get, but it didn't eventuate. No one really got out there, so they don't know.
There you go.
But I think that's probably a year over for them. I'm calling it.
Yeah. And Tice, I think he's doing a bit of cray fishing, and then he'll be bringing the boat down here once the tuna start firing.
Yeah, I think January is coming up and working out of Warina. Talking about Warina, Southern Fishing Charter's been catching heaps, as I think we mentioned last episode or the week before, but they just keep putting up photos of more nannygai than you can poke a stick at.
Yeah, they're doing well, and I think I saw Ned McHenry go out with them.
Yeah, he did. I think he did. He had a day out. I saw Ned at the boat show, and that was on the Saturday, and he was heading out on the Sunday.
There you go. That's brilliant. He's always doing a bit of fishing, which we love seeing, so good work to him and everything he's up to. Rody, that just about wraps up this episode, mate. Where can the listeners find us?
Dizzy, we're on your Spotify, your Apple Music, wherever you get your podcast from. We're on your Facebook and your Instagram for all your photos. Keep sending in those photos for your Shimano prize pack, Diz. And as we said last week, hit us up with a question.
Yeah.
You can even ask Dizzy a question about, parenting 2 kids, the pharmacy game.
You could ask me about gooseneck barnacles.
He'll give you a review of the Christmas pageant if you like.
Yeah, I'll give you a review of the National Pharmacy's Christmas pageant if you like. I'll be there.
All right, guys. That's enough of Dizzy's garbage.
See you guys.
Rody and Diz hope you enjoyed today's episode of All the Gear But No Idea. Keep up to date by liking and sharing us on Facebook and Instagram. And you can subscribe on all the major podcast platforms. Until next time, good luck fishing.